see. I think we are, yes, we are live on Facebook. All right, so this meeting is live on Facebook. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dr. Asenbang, and I am an interventional gastroenterologist. I am the co-founder and board president of the Pan-African Organization for Health Education and Research, and I am very excited to be here this morning, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. So why don't we get started? Our speaker for today is actually a friend and a colleague. I have known Cynthia for quite a while. I think when I was at the University of Missouri, we've been through quite a bit when it comes to grant writing, hitting that magical button like a few minutes before the deadline. So I'm super excited and just absolutely honored that she accepted the invitation today. So thank you so much, Cynthia, very, very much appreciated. So I'll just go ahead and I'll read her bio before we get into this. And for the scholars, once again, remember this is your session. Feel free to ask any question that you want because this is just for you. All right, so why don't we get started? So just about Ms. Hayden. So Cynthia has 19 years of project management, editorial and writing experience related to grant funding and research in higher education. She started her grant writing career in 2002 with the University of Missouri Columbia School of Medicine. And when her son was born 2 years later, she took a break and worked part-time as a freelance grant writer for both MU and small nonprofits. In 2008, she returned to work full-time as a grants and contractors administrator for the Dalton Cardiovascular Research Center at MU, where she supported faculty with all aspects of grant submission and gained new experience working with grants post-award. In 2009, she returned to the University of Missouri School of Medicine and was their lead grant writer for 11 years. That's where I met her. And working with the Associate Dean for Research to prioritize large grant writing projects that furthered the mission of the University of Missouri School of Medicine. And in May 2020, Cynthia left University of Missouri to start Hayden Grants Consulting and Editing, LLC. And as the principal of the business, she helps clients in a variety of capacities, from discussing funding opportunities for appropriate fit to project management, budget building, in-depth editing, and submission of proposals. And we recently worked with her as Poor Hair on a grant that we submitted, still awaiting the outcome. She has a comprehensive understanding of grant funder guidelines and conditions, as well as regulations, and has prepared proposals for many funding agencies, including the National Institutes of Health, including mentored research, independent research, training, collaborative agreements, and center funding mechanisms. Health Resources and Services Administration, Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Patient-Centered Outcomes Research Institute, Congressional Directed Medical Research Program of the Department of Defense, United States Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, Missouri Foundation for Health, and numerous small foundations and associations. So she has just a vast knowledge of experience. So, if you're going to get the best of the best, you really can't, go beyond Cynthia. So Poor Hair is absolutely honored to have you, and we're super excited. And to the scholars, once again, this is your session. You ask any question you have for Cynthia, in terms of how do you write your grants. So just, take a moment. We're going to do the basics for today's session, and then you guys will follow up with the other sessions that were emailed to you. So once again, remember, this is for you, scholars. So over to you, Cynthia, and thank you so very much for your time. Truly appreciate it.
Happy to be here. It's exciting to think that it just passed dawn in Missouri, and it's kind of fun to think that it's afternoon where you guys are. So I have given a lot of presentations in 19 years, but I've never done a full presentation on Zoom, so bear with me here. I'm going to start sharing my screen. I'm hoping that's, and we're going to start a slide presentation. And I will tell you that my big dog is behind me, and I hope he will be really quiet and will cooperate. But I might have to stop and move him somewhere if he doesn't. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I can't remember. I looked up Akwi's grant, Dr. Asenbaum's grant, and I can't remember when it was, but it's been at least 5 years, I think. So um, yeah, but it's been great knowing her during this time, and I'm glad that we're able, even though we're not at the same institution anymore, to keep up and to be working with Dr. Asenbaum again. Um, she told you my experience, so I'm just gonna jump right in. And please do ask questions, um, because the thing about the world of grants is that it's full of jargon and alphabet soup. You know, you start talking about NIH and NHLBI and AHA, and I mean, anytime I'm forgetting and using an acronym and you don't understand, let me know. There's no reason for you to go 15 or 20 minutes thinking, what is she talking about?